Okay. All right, yeah, we're back. I'll be able to give you money. Hey, you take care of yourself first, brother. It's all good. It is all good. Money is nice, but everyone needs to make sure they have money first before they give other people money. Lord of the Rings. Just a nostalgia project. Lord of the Rings. These are not Warhammer Fantasy. These are some of the first dwarves I ever owned. And they have a special place in my heart. And I haven't built them since childhood, so that's what we're doing right now. These are the OG dwarves for me. Not Warhammer Fantasy, but Lord of the Rings. Then it was Warhammer Fantasy. Which is better than, you know, this, but I gotta give it to the OGs. Problem with all these old dwarves, or all these old minis in general, is they're all metal. The cleanup's a little bit more tedious than plastic. It's just a very long, tedious scraping session. Lots of scraping. Yeah. It's not even perfection. It's just a lot of, metal minis aren't made well, I guess you could say. They're not made, like, they're not as accurate. They're well detailed, but there's a lot of, like, excess bits that kind of just don't need to be there. The process is very, very hands-on. But, you know, they've got their charm. You'll never be able to perfect the metal mini. You just kind of get it the best you can. Plastic's just so much smoother. Smoother, easier to work with. A little bit more forgiving. But you can't get everything in one type of material. A lot of the older pieces were only made in metal. They never were updated for plastic or anything like that, resin. Some of them got remade. Mochi! 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 What are you doing? Oh, this thing's a rat. Hey! Maybe later tonight, we'll see. I'm just waiting for a few things. I'm waiting for a few household things to come in. And then I can stream on the main channel. Mochi! Good God, man. $40K is all right. I was looking at 40K stuff today, but I don't know, man. It's not my jam like it used to be. A to Z maybe again later. Later today, though. Everything within Warhammer is very vast. It's like, you want to do Lord of the Rings, you want to do fantasy, you want to do 40K, Horus Heresy, Blood Bowl, Necromunda. Like, there's just so many things you could do. It's a never-ending, never-ending bout of money. Yeah, I do paint stuff. I plan on painting these, and I plan on painting something else I was working on recently. These are kind of easier to paint because they're a one-off. They're not, like, sub-assemblied or anything. I think I'll go back to painting once these are all clean. So there's like 9 minis to clean. Is this guy that I painted like last year was a precursor to these? This was just like a one-off little test thing, just for fun. But he would lean into these because they're all kind of the same thing. I would love to paint. I've been actually hankering to fucking paint something. So when these get done, And these are all done right now. These need to be done. And then I've got the bases. And then I texture the bases and I can paint them. So they're mostly all done. I don't think I'd ever... Well, I used to play the strategy battle game, the Lord of the Rings one. I don't know if I'd ever, like, work up to making an army full of metal minis for the sake of it, just for, like, nostalgia. But it's a lot of work. Too many books. Well, that's the thing with Warhammer. There's just so many things going on. You're not really out of content ever. It's a matter of just finding it and then wanting to consume it. There's just so much of it. And I heard Space Marine 2 wasn't doing too well, actually. I fucking watched Bricky's review. He said it was just like an average game. Seems like an alright gig, but like I said, it's a one and done for like $70. It's not really a big deal. Cool, though. Like an average game. Yeah, released too early. I mean, I don't know, bro. It's a one and done game. Come on. The multiplayer seemed pretty, just maybe not era appropriate. Seems a little half-assed. I'm sure the game is fine. I'm sure it's just very, very fine. It's more of a, I think, a spectacle. It just seems so batshit crazy with everything going on as it should. I don't know. I haven't played it. I'm not going to say much more, but, you know. Mochi. Good God. Mochi! Stop it! You crazy doggy. You guys can yell at each other about Space Marines. Every Space Marine game or thing is always so divisive. I'm not playing it anytime soon. I'll wait for the discounts. They'll get me at discounts. You had me at half price. You got it for free? Perfect. That's what I want. I want the game for free. If I gotta pay full price for a Space Marine game that I'll play twice and be done, it's not really worth it. So I'm inclined to just wait a little bit. It's okay. I'm not missing out. I'm sure a lot of people did love it, but again, I'm not like the biggest 40k guy. I'm not the biggest Space Marine guy. I'm sure it's badass, but I can wait. The first one was good though. But the first one was, it wasn't like perfection, but it was good. It was good enough. It was serviceable for the time, you know? It's like, oh my god, a Space Marine game. It's cool. My Space Marine 2 for the fanboys was Return to Moria. That's what I was going to say. It's like a modern... It reminded me of like a modern 360 game. Which, it's returning to its roots of just being a game. A no-frills game. Now the question is, with Space Marine 2 being a big hit, how many people are going to get into Warhammer? How many people want to buy the actual thing, but then see the price point and they're like, I don't want to do it. Probably a bunch. Hickey. Which, I mean, shit, you can't blame them. Can't blame a motherfucker for looking at Warhammer and saying, nah, I'm good. That shit is not cheap. That's me. Moist Critical got into Warhammer. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, you know who's also into Warhammer is Jacksepticeye. A lot of these guys are getting into it now, just because it's more of a in the mainstream thing, and a lot of people actually know what the fuck it is now. It's not like, oh, it's mainstream, let me jump on it and bandwagon. It's just, it's more known, so people are gonna, you know, see it and be like, oh, that's cool. Which is cool, that's good. It's been around for ages, though. I'm surprised people haven't heard of it, or just haven't given a fuck about it. But I feel like a lot of, unless you're innately into miniature making or like hobbying, or you're more of an artistic person in general, that's probably why you grew up on Warhammer. Whereas now it's more of like, it's a video game and that's kind of an easy entry point into the universe. Which I think is something that's good, you know, because ease of accessibility is kind of what a lot of people want, you know? If you want to jump into a universe, it's like, well, show me a video game. Yeah, Dawn of War was good. I liked, I was into Warhammer when Dawn of War came out, and Dawn of War to me was just like the greatest thing ever. If you have the miniatures and then you play the game, you're like, oh my god, they're real. They've got voices. I remember when my buddy bought Dawn of War for the first time and I went over to his house. That fucking intro, everything about it, so good. Well, not Warhammer doesn't really require any entry unless you want to get into the hobby. Like, you can read wikis and, you know, the material's out there. It's more of the hobby in itself, if you actually wanted to do miniature making, is upfront, but so is video games. Everything's an upfront cost. It's like any other hobby these days. It's just more of a manual, you know, you're going to whittle away at something and paint something and roll dice. It's just not what everyone's into. Like, same thing with League of Legends, right? Like, people don't care about League. But they've seen Arcane and they love Arcane. It's just a way for people to get into things without, I guess, fully investing. Or not fully investing, but like, just ease of entry. Like, oh, I never cared about League until I watched this show. Oh, I never cared about 40k until I played this game. It's like, yeah. Uh, Angry Joe plays 40k on Twitch. He's been around the hobby for a while, I think. I mean, not everyone who's into Warhammer knows everything. Like, fuck if I know that half the Tyrannid stuff, you know? Like, okay, great, I grew up on Battle for McCraig, the starter set, but, like, I'm not a diehard Tyrannid guy. Did you get like Legion of Guardian yesterday? Can be a self-over it. Helped to get my mind off my dad passing. Yeah, sorry to hear that, bro. Hey, we're all losing people, man. I got losses in the family, my girlfriend, cousins, everyone, man. It's shitty, but, you know, untimely things or things eventually happening, it's awful. It sucks. Yeah, I mean, anything online. Online stuff is pretty ideal for learning anything. Really, like YouTube, you can learn half of anything you want, if not all of it. Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, you still need a PC, bro. You gotta have, like, a, you know... Like, Warhammer is less accessible than, you could say, League of Legends, because who doesn't have a computer? But it is a physical hobby. It's different. Like, digital hobbies are probably infinitely easier to kind of just start up. You know, it's a click of a button on a PC, you're done. But again, it's more of the aspect of like physical hobbies, miniature making, all this other shit is just not. It's not everyone's gig, and that's what this shit is. If you don't like it, well, you know, it's an easy pass for you, right? Some people love it, some people hate it. Unironically, you know what I've been more interested in lately? Fucking, I've taken an interest again to model trains. Not that I want them, not that I care about model trains, but I love the aspect of, like, kind of the dioramas that they've put together for the trains. There's something about, there's a certain honesty to, like, old school modeling and flocking and kind of creating scenes and sets. Like, I grew up going around to, like, train shows and stuff like that with my mom. You know, oh, you walk in, you pay $2, and you see all these handmade terrain and the trees and everything, the whole flocked. You know, I'm not, like, big into trains, but I like that aspect because it's very Warhammer. Early Warhammer was all hands-on, you know, model making and things like that, and it's just hand-in-hand, same thing. Uh, yeah, I mean, online or not, like, the bought an Age of Sigmar army, then realized no one plays Age of Sigmar? That's false. What? So, I mean, a lot of people play AOS. It's more of who plays locally. Because, like, it really boils down to who lives near you and who plays what. Because people do play Age of Sigmar. It's just maybe at your store in particular, no one gives a fuck about it. And even if no one plays it, hey, at least you can build cool things. But yeah, loss is, you get to a certain age when you're younger. It's like, damn, everyone's passing away, man. Everyone's getting sick. Sucks. Life just catches up to you. Miniature world come to life. It's just, it's very cool. I don't know. There's, again, there's a certain honesty and peace with, like, model train dioramas. I love it. Not that, again, I want them, but same thing with scale modeling. If you were into, like, scale modeling, railroads, any of that shit, which is scale modeling, you would basically, you could apply everything to Warhammer. It's all the same sphere, it's just different things. They're all cool things to pull from. But yeah, people do play Age of Sigmar. Again, maybe not locally, but they do. And I guess locally is all that matters, so... I would say if you're getting into Age of Sigmar, just play Spearhead. Don't even bother with 2K yet. It takes a while. Even I'm getting into Spearhead right now because I don't really play anything. And I'm kind of almost done modeling my guys, but it takes a while. And then you get bored and you're like, well, I want to work on something else, so that's why we're doing this, but also I can't really putty because my hands are all fucked up. You could take breaks, work on different things. Thankfully, I don't buy any Warhammer. Not since the Dwarf release, because there's really nothing I want or need. So I'm just kind of here working away at my backlog, everything I've got. Lots of shit. Yeah, I've played Warhammer 3. Played it for a while. Don't really do it anymore. I've got thousands of hours in the game. I'm kind of like, I got the real stuff. Locally, I don't even have a gaming group or store. Jesus. I guess it, again, depends on where you live, right? It sucks. You could probably find people. I'm sure there are people who do it locally, but you need to, like, connect one-on-one. Sometimes you don't need to do anything that involves anyone. You just want to do it for the sake of doing it, and that's exactly what this shit is. This is childhood memories. Like, again, will I ever play the strategy battle game like I once did? Maybe, maybe not, but either way. Looking at something and having memories come back to you is always good, right? Kill team's good. Solo. I don't know about solo rules. Kill team. That sounds sad. If you're playing a board game alone, you just sad. It's a sad thought. I could never do it. That's sad. At that point, just play a video game. You know what I mean? Like, I guess it's for people. You know, it's the options there, so that's cool. But I live in a rural nowhere. Yeah. Again, maybe you'll find people, man. It's just like, you gotta go looking. You maybe have to go looking pretty hard, though. I remember at a cottage, or at the family cottage, it was like a 30-minute drive, and they used to have a store that sold Warhammer, and I was so hyped going in there every time as a kid, because, like, you're at the cottage, you're in the woods at, like, a lake, and they got Warhammer in town, and the town is like this old little dinky, you know, they got ice cream stalls and a beer store and all this shit. It's like, all right, cool, but they got Warhammer. That was fucking awesome. Not common, but cool. think we're Aurora. Interesting. I mean, I guess I've never played physical games solo. Like, it's a strange thing for me. Again, I'd say just play video games, but I guess if it's an option, that's good. Nothing wrong with at least having the option to do so. Bro, A to Z is not easy. Especially if you gotta win every game.
Is that all you've got? You must have more!
Heard a rumor you've joined the machine cult. Sorry homie, but I called in the Inquisition to make sure everything is alright.
Yeah, okay. At one point I had a little Mechanicus Force, but not my jam. I can't wrap my head around 40k like I once did. It's just so... It's a little bit far gone from what I'm into these days. But I want to force myself to like it again. Maybe one day. I haven't read that book. King's pretty good, though. I like King. I mean, I've only read the Gotrek stuff from King, so, like, that's all I know, but he's been around for ages. I don't think he writes anymore, but... No, not really. I want to read that new Votan book that comes out soon. The new Leagues of Votan book is kind of where I'd be at. If I like it, hey. If not, ooh. Maybe skip on 40k for one more lifetime. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. That's absolutely true. It's just, they're really like... I heard in recent years they tried to go more with the wolf theme. Maybe I'm wrong, but... I don't really like Space Marines. Space Marines have never really been a favorite of mine. Like, in childhood, sure. You know, oh, so cool, but now I'm like... No, no, no. No, 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 no. I like Space Marines when they're working in tandem with, like, the Imperium. When it's Space Marines alone, I'm not really excited, but I do like the contrast between Guardsman and Space Marine. That's always cool, because you kind of have, like, the everyday Joe to, like, you know... super crazy weapon.
Is that all you've got? You must have more.
Personally, I like The They Live from John Carpenter is far better than The Thing, but I prefer the original The Thing movie, aka The Thing from Outer Space, more because of a cool part in the movie. If you like, I can send you a tweet a link showing that shot.
I mean, you can if you want. They Live is good, though. That's a really good movie. All of Carpenter's movies were always just very bizarre and fun. And I think that's why they're so intriguing, right? Even though they're not... Like, for some reason, The Thing bombed, and that was kind of the end of his career. And that was, like, it's one of the best movies for horror, for sure. I have no idea, man. They were very Delulu. They were so Delulu. You know, I'd like to say people got even more and more brain dead, but, like, that was unlucky. I gotta rewatch that movie. They Live is sick. Keith David, I feel like, is in, like, so many things with that guy. Or maybe he's in just two of them, but... Good actor, man. Still a beast. I mean, it was basically, wasn't it like a plant Frankenstein? I mean, the pyrotechnics and everything. Yeah, like the guy actually did get set on fire. How is that? No one knows how that guy's not dead. I mean, yeah. How was bro alive? It's cool. It's just, I mean, how else would you do it back in the day, right? They're like, look, if you die, we'll give your family a pack of cigarettes and $200. And a new, lawnmower blade. They said it was canon. I want to say I don't believe it's canon, but they said it was. John Carpenter, I mean, he's just like, I want to sit on my ass all day and play games, so I'm not surprised he would say it's canon. There's so many different theories out there as to, like, who's the thing, and there's a guy on YouTube who's like, McCready's the thing, he's been the thing all along. You know, the comics say different. The comics say McCready was the human, and, you know, Childs eventually got infected. But leaving it ambiguous, we don't need answers, is like the most terrifying thing of all. I know we want to know more, but like the less you know, the more intriguing. Less is more. Yeah, I mean, they said a bunch of shit like that. That's all like, well, no, it's all speculation. It's all speculation. They had like the whole thing on the glint in the eyes, all this bullshit. It's like, nah, you're reaching. It's better to not know. Leave it as not knowing. It's better that way, trust me. I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. Carpenter said it was canon, but, like, that was a while ago. Maybe he'd say it differently now. I don't know. It's a weird game. It's weird. Boogie, yo, buddy. Yeah, Mochi was crying all day, this little rat bastard. I love him, but he's a baby. Tedious. Very slow and tedious. Very, very tedious. We're slowly getting there. It is indeed taking a while, though. My hands are cramping to shit. They don't work like they used to. They really don't. Yeah, it's very, little bit of a slow burn. Because these minis have so many issues, you kind of have to go in and just, like, pick them all out. Healthy, fresh, or sorry, healthy HelloFresh meal to feed those joints. True. Hey, I had Chinese food last night that the chat paid for, and it was fucking delicious, and I had the leftovers this morning, and it was just so good. I've craved Chinese food for like a month. So yummy. Ugh. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, you usually slot them in. Slot them in like that. And you glue them. They get pretty snug when you put them in. Sometimes they're not, but yeah, you still want to glue just to make sure it's permanent. Obviously, but yeah. I mean, if you've got a single piece miniature, you know, you kind of want to make the most of it with gluing it in. So this is like the easiest way, not to mention when they're cast. I believe they also come out the sun. Yeah, it's pretty legit. It's good. Cooking blue. I'm in blue, cooking the blue meth. Mochi is Jesse. Mochi! We need to make lead miniatures again. Yo, 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 yo. Mm-mm. I wonder, would this even work? Oh shit, hold up. I want to see this. What the fuck? Wait, did I just cook? I may have just cooked. Sanding sponge. Toothpick. Ooh, we may have cooked. That's an interesting invention. Certainly better than gluing this. Ooh. Hmm. No, it's a DIY. Yeah, it's do-it-yourself file, but it's... Convenience is what you need with these sometimes, and this is pretty convenient. I like it. Rumahoy merch? Rumahoy, there's no Rumahoy merch. What are you talking about? There was never Rumahoy merch. Not really. The thing is, files don't necessarily finish. Well, I find files can leave too much of a texture, like a grit. Like when you prime things, they don't come out as bad, but ideally it's smooth if you can make it smooth. And fitting sandpaper in like certain slots certain places that you can't get actual sandpaper is pretty legit. Like, if you had a tool to clean through the legs and make it smooth, like, that'd be great. And, you know, files are good for that, but they sometimes leave a bit of a texture that you don't want. But again, priming helps with it. Again, there's only so much you can really do to clean minis, especially metal ones, because, like, you could be here for centuries doing this, but it's more of just being happy and letting go once you think it's good enough. That's the idea. I try to get everything if I can, but, again, really, like, there's so many problems. Paint adds another layer of, like, smoothness. So... Lord of the Rings best GW game. I can't remember the last time I played it. It was so long ago. I like the sculpts. I know there are diehard fans who love the game. As with anything in life, you know, it's a niche, but nice. For me, it's, I mean, I started with Lord of the Rings minis, so it's very nostalgic. It's nostalgic, but good. I'm going backwards, started with 40k Lord of the Rings Old World. That's cool. I mean, it's either way, it's whatever you're into at the time, right? There's so many different things. You get started where you get started. For me, it was Lord of the Rings because the movies were out and I loved them. Like, imagine going to the movies in a mall on a weekend when malls were cool. You go see Lord of the Rings, you walked out, you find a Games Workshop, and they're selling the exact same miniatures that you saw on screen. Like, that shit is cool. That will get you. You're locked in. Be it these were never in the movie, but, you know. Nah, this is like 10. Like pewter. It's just shiny. Yeah, I remember getting I had the original metal Balrog. Because they eventually made them into plastic, and the metal one was, yikes. A lot of the older minis used to come with these weird pie plates as bases. They weren't even, like, raised. Cool stuff, regardless. Metal's better than fine cast? Debatable. If you can get a really good casting in fine cast, I'd say it's excellent, but metal is... I like the idea of it. I love the nostalgia behind it. But it's a bitch to work with. It's not fun. Like, resin, even worse to work with at times, but metal, you really gotta go in and, like, hack and scrape and hack and scrape. You don't have to, but if you want to make it look a little bit smoother, I suppose. You're just kind of going around and picking at things and, you know, doing the best you can to make it look good. You don't have to do it, but, you know. Painting it will smooth it out regardless, so... Resin superiority. The Forge Rolled resin is good. Forge Rolled resin I like. Finecast is very brittle, yeah, here. Here's a Finecast ballin versus a metal ballin. Like, the detail is there, it's good, but there's a lot of... This is more of, like, bubble filling and all this other shit. But... either way. Dent in the concrete stairs. Sauron's cool. I used to have him as well. I painted my Sauron. It was like 10 bits and fucking lead belcher or whatever. Like 3 colors. The whole model's one thing. Ooh, jeez. Lord of the Rings League at my local game store. That's cool. I'd fuck with it. If I had my little Moria Force together, or Khazad-dûm Force, I'd fuck with it. I'm getting a fine cast Festus. Festus. Yeah, when you're making, I mean, if he's got any spindly bits, good luck. That shit's gonna crack. I guess if you're just collecting and not playing, that's different, but... Yeah, honestly, denizens of Mirkwood, are those, like, you talking about the spiders and shit? Is that what that is? What are the deep, dark spiders, fell wargs, and bats? Yes, what a weird army. Yeah, that's cool. I like it. Oh, yeah, I mean, it sounds wacky. Doesn't sound typical. Well, it's taking a lot longer than it should, to be honest. These are kind of icky. I need more bats. They're so strong. Like, are those just bat swarms or giant bats or something? Yeah, it really just depends on the mini, though. These are all, they take a while. Bat swarms? Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. Well, I mean, they got them in Warhammer as well, Fantasy. I might have gotten confused. I don't know if they have large bats in Lord of the Rings. I have no clue. Oh, gotcha. Normally, plastic miniatures are a lot easier to build. Always easier to build, come to think of it. Not even usually. They just are. The harder the material, the worse to work with. Although too soft is kind of terrible, because everything's just kind of weird, but... Some people love metal minis. Some people have whole armies of metal minis. Like, it's the nightmare. I don't know how they do it. Spiders were strong than Durin. I'm trying to see Angmar make it big bats. Oh, I'm not really familiar with the game like I used to be. I can't remember, again, what fucking last time I played, but it's cool to have the diversity. Like, there's a lot of diversity in terms of monsters and creatures and different, like, people and whatnot. It's Lord of the Rings has a lot of shit going on. It's great. A to Z, I think we're still in Aurora. We have not gotten far. Oh, I know. Yeah, that's the coolest part. It's not even just the movies. It's like the lore. Which, again, I haven't read the books, but they have a lot going on with that section, which is really, really cool. It's just a lot of people, I'm sure, are more into it because of the movies, I'd imagine. Hmm. The new Hill Trolls. I think I've seen them. The Lord of the Rings doesn't get much attention. The game is certainly their least popular, but like it's Lord of the Rings, so you gotta love it. I wasn't really a fan of their new anime character. Like the character from the anime, not that he looks anime, but I don't know what they're doing with that one. That does not look like it's gonna be my thing. That does not look like it's my thing. Yeah, I mean, I will go see it too. I'm optimistic. I'm not going to dismiss something completely until I take a look at it movie-wise, but as of late, movies have been kind of dog shit. Movies have been fucking terrible lately. Even Romulus was mid. It's a mid movie. It's nothing amazing. Nothing to write home about. I haven't seen Deadpool. I want to go see the new Beetlejuice. You will not like it. It's like a mid movie, bro. Personally, it was mid. Maybe you'll like it, maybe other people have, but I didn't think it was anything amazing. Not gonna say much about it, but it's a movie in 2024. It's a movie. It's a sequel to something that didn't need a sequel. And once you watch it, you'll be like, okay, it didn't need a sequel. I think, but I haven't seen that yet. I heard it was all right though. RoboCop, that's a good one. They always start out with good intentions, and then it's like, well, Peter Weller don't want to come back, so what do? You gotta keep milking it. Make more money. Dread was really good with, what's his name? Carl Urban? No, it was good. They never did a sequel, though. Everyone loved the movie, and it's like, well, that's it. It's like, okay. People have asked for a sequel, but will you get one? Who knows? Star Trek. You know what? Speaking of old things, I wanted to buy myself a external DVD player, and I wanted to watch fuck, what was that show? The Outer Limits. I wanted to go find all the Outer Limit DVDs and just watch them while I did Warhammer, potentially off stream sometime. Bro, these Kaz Guard have to be some of the most fucked up minis. They're so good, but like the amount of bullshit all over them is just it's too much. It's too much bullshit. Too much bullshit. Anywhere you look, you've got like really fucked up. I mean, it could be the casting. It probably is. It's an original one too. It's not even like a shitty recast or anything. Too much bullshit. All right, I'm gonna call this one done. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah. How many more is there? Surely not the whole box, right? I think there's like 6 more. 1, 2, 3. Come on, 6? 3 more? Oh, fuck, there is 6 more. Lovely. At least some of these other ones look a bit better. Oof. Oh yeah, no, they're really fucked up. Very gritty. What in God's name? The mold slip on this guy's head is so satanic. There's literally a giant... You can't really see it on camera, but my God, that's awful for metal. That's diabolical. There's no way. It is diabolical. How the hell? Better yet, milliput. Milliput's better. Fuck that. Yeah, but that's like... That's so awful. A little diabolical. Oh, I'm gonna try and get out of here soon. I gotta go, kind of hungry. It's very early. It's only 2 p.m., but I feel like it's super late. I've been in some weird funk lately. I don't know how to explain it, but, like, my days don't feel fulfilling. I'm busy. My days feel longer. Maybe I'm dying. I don't know. Something about it. But I do want to go, put some laundry in, get food. I gotta see Mochi. I gotta go stream on the main channel. Figure it out. Depression? I don't know about depression. Yes, they're dwarves. Lovely dwarves. I don't think it's depression, but... Last few days, kind of weird. After hitting 60, it feels like that. Are you 60? I mean, I'm 27, man. I'm not 60 yet. Maybe I shouldn't feel that way. Blame the weather. Mercury is in the I don't know, man. I just... Lately, it's just like, eh. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Ooh. I mean, I guess depression is something different for everyone. I have no idea, man. I think at one point I was clinically depressed as a child. I don't know what that was about. I have no idea. I don't think... Is that normal? I have no clue. Maybe it was a phase, which isn't real depression, but... Yeah, I need a break. I need a break from this. 2 hours of fucking cleaning 2 minis is terrible. It's horrible. I'm taking a break, folks. I'm done. I'm done for now. I'm finished. What I would like to do is paint sometime soon. That would be ideal. That fucking shit off me. Painting would be fun. Woo! Painting would be great if I can get to that point. I'd love to paint these, but only thing that stands between me and painting are 6 miniatures. That's it. 6! And then I do my typical once-over of sanding on all of them. Then they get bases, and then they're done. And then they can be painted. Please let me paint. Let me do something. This is not going to go in properly. It did. Just like that. New Warhammer game? I mean, I've seen a lot of it, but I don't think I'll be playing it for a while. Discounts. I want the discounts. Give me a discount or two, and I think we'll be good. All right. Anyways, I'm going to go, folks. Take care of yourselves. We got a few more things to finish, and then I can fucking paint. Which, actually, I'm very much looking forward to, because, good God, scraping things forever is not fun. So, peace, peace. Be well, guys. Take care, and I will be on the main channel probably later today. Do some solo queue or something. All right. Peace, folks. Be well. Peace, peace.